Hello? 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 Sorry I've been gone to my 40 subscribers for a while. I've had a lot of life things going on. We bought this house. I'm currently in it right now, and we've been sort of documenting that adventure. Play the video now. And we've kind of made a lot more changes, and I want to keep making those videos, but just been kind of busy. But what I do like to do is make an end of the year film list, just like every other film lover on YouTube, but hopefully you like mine. These did not all come out this year. Sometimes I'll just let the year take me and show me the films that it wants to show me. And this year I found a lot of new great films that I haven't seen, and some that I've wanted to go back and revisit. And if you want to know what you think about your films, please leave a comment, even if it's just like I watched the video, period. I have not seen Anora, The Brutalist, The Substance, Wicked. I haven't seen any of those movies, so don't expect them on the list. And again, these are all on my Letterboxd, so feel free to go follow me there as well. And I want to say that these are very boy heavy. All right, they're very boy heavy. You'll see what I'm talking about. But my number 10 movie of the year is Uptown Girls.
I had shoes like yours once, when I was 5.
And that was what, like 3 days ago?
Try 3 years.
The cinematography for a comedy is really fun. There's a lot of heartfelt moments. Brittany Murphy's amazing. Dakota Fanning is amazing. The two of them are really, really good. I'm not going to do a video about this, but I do want to say that there are a lot of similarities between Uptown Girls and Man on Fire, which also stars Dakota Fanning as a young child with a lot of promise that helps a wayward adult find their way, and they become better from the both of it. Man on Fire is the boy movie of Uptown Girls. So if you love Man on Fire, you're going to love Uptown Girls, because it has a lot of those really strong, meaty moments.
You've never been to Disneyland?
Why don't you alert the media?
Haven't you ever been to an amusement park? Ever? Oh my God. Ray, you are so psyched.
Whatever.
Oh. Say it, Ray. Say it. I am so psyched.
I'm psyched, okay?
What happened?
I flinched.
You flinched. The gunshot holds no fear. Say it.
The gunshot holds no fear.
The gunshot holds no fear. Say it.
The gunshot holds no fear.
Louder!
The gunshot holds no fear.
Louder!
The gunshot holds no fear.
That's good. But you welcome the sound. In fact, it's the sound that sets you free. You are a prisoner on this block until that sound sets you free. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you set?
Smiles on a summer day. Molly smiles, a new day. Molly smiles.
But it's very, very comedic. There's so much comedy. So that's my number 10 film, Uptown Girls. And speaking of Denzel, this is very boy movie heavy. I put the Equalizer trilogy on here. I watched all 3 Equalizer films this year. I really enjoyed The Modest World that is paired with the Equalizer. I feel like they're smaller stories that kind of explore different class struggles. I love Denzel. He's my favorite actor. I think that if I had to rank them, I would say 2, 3, 1. The trilogy is currently sitting in my 9th spot. Oh God, I need some coffee. Let's go make some coffee. I need to make some coffee. So I'm making a little coffee. We're going to get to number 8, which is Mad Max Fury Road. Extremely weird movie. Extremely weird. Very unsettling. I went back to watch the other Mad Max movies, and they gave me no context or no understanding. I thought they were going to be more like Mad Max Fury Road, and it couldn't have been farther, you know. The first two Mad Maxes are like in a whole different world. It makes no sense to watch the Mad Maxes in a row as a sequential thing like I did with The Equalizer. And as unsettling and as strange and as uncomfortable this movie was, it slowly begins to sort of start clicking. You get used to the action, you get used to the flair, and you get used to these really loud moments, and then it gets really soft and it gets really interesting and quiet with Charlize Theron's character, and then you sort of begin to sympathize with some of the villainous characters. I don't know, it was a wild ride. This movie is a wild ride. You know, there's films where they like load up the finale, like, here we go, the finale's coming up, and I was so ready for this film's finale, and the way it ended was awesome. I thought it was such a brilliant movie. And I'm sad that I waited this long to miss it. A lot of these movies, I have the same like sentiment. I wish I had seen them earlier, but I'm actually kind of glad I saw that when I did, because you know, sometimes you find something later and you kind of appreciate it a little bit more. So that's my number 8. Okay, that's going. And speaking of films I wish I had seen earlier, Oppenheimer, number 7. I wanted to watch this last year, but then I wanted to also watch it during the 70mm experience. That didn't end up happening because it was just too hard in New York to do it. Everybody just kept buying those tickets. And I didn't want to watch it just regularly for some reason. Anyways, it's very talky. I understand that from all of Nolan's films. You know, if Denis Villeneuve hates dialogue, Chris Nolan loves it. He loves exposition. He loves explaining what things are happening. There's also part of it that he doesn't always spell out. I like that things are sort of like brought up, and people are talking, but it's kind of sometimes vaguely mentioned, and then they kind of keep mentioning it. I think the whole movie is like a montage. Jumping back and forth. To me, I also wanted to talk about how this movie is sort of like Memento perfected. In Memento, it's a lot of like back and forth, black and white color. All the cinematic language Nolan used in Memento, he uses in Oppenheimer as well. There's a very like kinetic pace to it, you know, even though everybody's just talking, you know, despite being, you know, a vaguely boring, on paper kind of story. So that's my number 7 film. Okay, my number 6 movie, it's But I'm a Cheerleader, not a boy movie. I was really surprised by this film. I saw it on Mubi, and it turns out it's got a young Natasha Lyonne in it, and it's really fun. It's really campy. It has so much genre in it. Young people finding themselves, queer culture, gay culture, and the people that suppress that. Okay. Gotcha. You have to excuse me. It's almost like a stage play. All of the sets, all of the costumes, they're all very colorful, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like I rooted so much for the character. A lot of young, early actors. I think RuPaul's also in it. It was a great film. That's my number 6 film, But I'm a Cheerleader. I don't know if it's still on Mubi, but if you see it anywhere, check it out. It's very good. It's a lot of fun. My number 5 movie is Past Lives. You know, I'm not going to say too much here. I did a whole video on how much I loved it. We can clue that in right now. I really like movies that have a lot of action, a lot of adventure, a cool main character, interesting villain, a new world. This movie has none of that, and I love it because of that, not in spite of that. And we're back. One of the things I do want to say to add to that is I was really happy with the way masculinity was portrayed in the film, because you know, oftentimes we see movies where your girl is being hit on by another guy, and you think to yourself, well, I'm going to beat that guy up. I'm going to show him how much of a man I actually am. And this movie, you know, takes a really good this movie has a really nice understanding of what like masculinity can be. You know, I really like the boyfriend character, with him sort of being threatened, but also wanting to not be, you know, this is her old friend, potentially love of her life, and to sort of like give her the space to explore that, and also recognize in the film what place he is. You know, like there's a scene where they're laying down and he's talking about like his place in the story of their life. I thought that was like very beautiful, that, you know, I got to see masculinity in a different way. So it's got a lot of twists, and it's got beautiful cinematography and really wonderful soft moments. It's my number 5 movie. I loved it. Past lives. All right, should we go back? Let's go back. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry. Now I'm settled. Okay. So last year, if you remember my video, and dozens of you have, I had in my 4th slot Stop Making Sense, which was a documentary live film about the Talking Heads by Jonathan Demme. Another documentary here, Martha. I found it to be very educational in terms of what she kind of went through, you know, how she kind of built a whole genre. I mean, her and other people, but I really like the perspective of her doing it. She was so motivated, well considered. She said something about life, you know, educating on life. And as we're building this house, you know, it seemed like something that just resonated with me, of watching her build a house, paint it, do big dinner parties, and then as she's older, she's clipping all these things around. It was just kind of like, oh man, not only do I have so long to go, I have so little that I know about how to be a homeowner and how to sort of like make life beautiful on my own. Fortunately, I have a wonderful wife that's very good at that. And yeah, I know it was like made by her, and it's made to look flattering and all that kind of stuff. I hear that. I do. But to me, that's also adds to it. Like, it adds to that she gets called out about her infidelity in the middle of the thing, and she kind of like brushes it off. And I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. You know, she has a very distinct way of how she wants the world to be. And she's often been criticized for that her entire career. As a director, to me, I'm like, yeah, you've got to tell people, you know, where to be, where to go, how you want things done. And a lot of times there's no room for politeness. You know, you've got to be quick. You don't have to be an asshole, but you've got to deliver information succinctly. And you've got to also stop things from happening quickly. And so I can understand that there's some things that rub a previous generation of men the wrong way, and even a current generation of men the wrong way, being told what to do and how to be and where to move on somebody else's set. But the one thing I do want to say is fuck James Comey. Moving on. Number 3. Oh my God, number 3. Another one I should have seen earlier. This is Nope. Jordan Peele is just a master. I think he's just like, should be up there with the contemporary genius directors. I mean, I think that he weaves so much context, so much subtlety, so much nuance of cinema, of culture, of film, of place, of time, of experiences. He's a master of all those things. And he wraps it all in with Nope. It's this very, you know, horror film, but it's in the daylight, and it's got this magical sense to it, but it also is kind of terrifying. I really, really loved all the characters, the costume design, the character design. I feel like Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya are brilliant in their roles. And Kaluuya is sort of subverting the stoic hero, because in this world, being a stoic hero isn't the same as it was when you were John Wayne. Keke Palmer, whose character is much more loud and boisterous, she's the one people trust. in this like cowboy setting. Brilliant storytelling, and the finale is amazing. So my number 2 last year was Avatar, which was a big box office hit that was a sequel. And this year, my number 2 film is Dune 2, a big box office hit that was also a sequel. I feel like this is like Empire Strikes Back for millennials. Like, this was one of those films where like I was so satisfied with the fact that I didn't get a good ending. I love the scale, I love the world, I love the romance, all of the intrigue, all of the rivalries, all of the prophecy stuff are all exploded in this film. Where the first film was really slow and soft, took its time, and was very almost soothing and comforting the way it was presented. This film is very go. Big moments, big explosions, characters are revealed in very flashy ways. There's big character moments in big flashy ways. So while the first one was more subtle, this one puts all of the stakes on the table. And what I really liked is that no one gets what they want at the end. You know, you understand, at the beginning of this film, you are told where this story is going to end. And every character is trying their hardest not to do that. And inevitably, things begin to crumble in that way, and you kind of understand why things ended that way, but no one's happy, which it's kind of cool for a film to do that. You understand everyone's motivations, that they don't want to arrive there, and yet they arrive there. So Dune 2, I loved it. I didn't do this last year, but I want to do this year. These are the movies that I want to say I have honorable mentions, and dishonorable mentions. We'll start with the honorable first. My first one is Juice. I saw this when I was a younger kid, but I rewatched it this year. Brilliant film, great cinematography, great storytelling. Tupac Shakur is amazing in it. Lawrence of Arabia. I've never seen this. It took me 2 days to watch it because it's a behemoth. It is so grand. The sets, that it's huge. I don't know how they made this movie. It's really super impressive that they made a movie this scale, this long. I don't know how problematic some of it is. I'm sure it is looking back on it, but as a cinema piece, it was awesome. Priscilla, I really loved Priscilla. This is like a rich piece of cake. If a rich piece of cake were a film. Mona Lisa Smile, loved it. I love movies like this where like these elite group of people run up against somebody that kind of gets them to sort of change their mind. Julia Roberts is amazing. 4 stars. I loved it. And my last honorable mention is The Killer. I really love this film because of its use of music, but I also felt like when I was watching it, I just felt so many similarities to Fight Club and it being the exact opposite. But I really loved that movie. And now for my dishonorable mentions. You're on my list. Number 1, Kiss the Girls. I hated Kiss the Girls. Lawrence of Arabia was 3 hours. Kiss the Girls was longer. The movie wanted to be Silence of the Lambs, and it was more of just like boring of the dog. I don't know. I'll cut that out. David Lynch's Dune. I went back and watched that Dune. Yeah, just not good. Entertaining, interesting, really cool to see just like a different take on it. It's definitely a picture of how a film can arrive too early, and the industry isn't ready for it and audiences aren't ready for it. So I did not like this movie, but I appreciated that it was made. Civil War, Alex Garland's Civil War. What was the point? You know what I mean? They're headed to the White House to take a photo. That's the whole film. They needed somebody likable. Nobody in this film was likable. Nobody was rooted for. And my most dishonorable film, The Family Stone. All right, I just watched this. I know it's a Christmas movie. I know a lot of people have their takes on it. I didn't like it. Same thing. No likable characters. Sarah Jessica Parker's shy, and then she can't shut up. And then the brother's kind of a sex pest, and then the sister arrives out of nowhere and then just doesn't care about where her sister is, and then it's just kind of all over the place. I get that families are dysfunctional and it's a Christmas movie, but and then the ending, anyways, they try to make it all about Diane Keaton's character. We got 4 scenes with her. Anyways. Okay, sorry. I got too wrapped up in that And now I'm back. Now I'm excited about my number one film. And this was a exciting film, and that is Challengers. Oh my God, I love this movie so much. So fun, so sweaty, so tense, so exciting, so much banger music. Luke is also just like an atmospheric genius. I don't know how he does it. A world that you can feel the air of. You know, you can feel the air they're in. You can feel the grime and the sweat and the air and the smoke and the lust in the air. You know, and I really like the back and forth nature of the way the film is structured. The entire thing feels like a tennis match in terms of, you know, the music, the timeline, the heightenings of the stakes. It just feels like it's going back and forth, back and forth. Zendaya's great in it. Josh O'Connor is fantastic in it. It's always just kind of like eating something. It's very, I really love when characters are always eating. Like he's eating that Dunkin' Donuts and he's got churros in his hand. He's always got kind of something going on. And I love actors that can really play a good scene with a good chew. Every time I watch the movie, I'm just immediately sucked in that final, you know, the finale. I will say I didn't really get it. If you have an idea of what the finale was about, let me know in the comments. Like I kind of don't understand why it ended, where it ended, and how it ended. I mean, I'm guessing that like Zendaya's character got what she ultimately wanted. It was ambiguous enough that I kind of had to watch it over and over again, and then just was like, oh, I actually don't care about the finale. I'm kind of all interested about like everything that leads up to like the final set. The fact that I didn't really love the ending, and it's my number one movie is kind of like the point, is that like this movie is awesome. And so that's it for my top 10 this year. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think I should watch next. Next year I've got a bigger plan for more videos, but I'm not gonna try to do this full time. I just want to do this as a hobby, as a way to, I just kind of want to have this as a diary. I think I've said this before. I'm gonna try to introduce new series that you can kind of return to. And this is one of them, my year-end top 10 list on Letterboxd. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs up. It's not going to hurt you. Go to my Letterboxd and check out the films. Oh, also, I think my film's going to be coming out next year. My short film's going to be coming out this year. I'm going to do some stuff for it. Just try to, the one I've been talking about, we'll play some video now.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Kadi.
Kade, that's me.
See, for a lot of people around here, cameras make some of us nervous.
That film, the short film is going to be coming out next year. And so please stay tuned. It's going to be on this YouTube channel. And I want to sort of hear everyone's feedback. Love you all. Like and subscribe. Bye. Boop.